Okay, Con-Crim folks, I'm sitting in the airport and realizing that we did not get a chance on last Thursday to discuss the project that you might notice is due here on the 25th, which is Friday. It says 4th on your calendar. If you were to click on it, you'll see it says the Fourth Amendment Exploding Box. Here's the plan. Over the course of the rest of the semester, we're going to be creating a project that reviews each of the amendments that we cover. The box will look like this. In the inside, it'll have the Fourth Amendment. The next layer will be the Fifth Amendment, then the Sixth Amendment, and ours will actually have a fourth layer that has the Eighth Amendment. We are going to do each layer as we learn about the amendments, and hopefully that also helps you get ready for the exam that we will have on the amendments. And let's see, when is that exam? The exam is on May 9th, so hopefully that helps you get ready. So this coming Friday, you have the Fourth Amendment due. The following Thursday, you have the Fifth Amendment due, and the following Thursday, you have the Sixth Amendment due. So we're going to break it up into pieces. So let's look at what you're going to be doing exactly for the 25th, which is on the Fourth Amendment. If we look at the assignment, it says each amendment should be identified by a unique font. We need to use public domain or free images. We need to focus on these particular places to get cartoons. Some tips for making headlines. Alright, here's our content that we need. We need the definition of unreasonable, search, seizure, warrant, the exceptions to warrants. You'll find those in the handout that I gave to you last Thursday, as well as the information with Mr. Bilski today. Personal privacy versus security of society. We talked about that last week with the presentation when we were talking about the word unreasonable. We also need a headline news story that relates to some aspect of the Fourth Amendment and a political cartoon that somehow relates. Okay, now it says here maximum size for the Fourth Amendment content needs to be 2 inches square. We're going to create our content on a Keynote slide. And it says click view and then rulers to see the measurements. So what we're going to collect on Friday is your printed Keynote slides. So this might come in a couple pieces, but here's the first one. We need to open Keynote. And we're going to do the unreasonable. And it says definitions from class and not the internet. That's very important because you want to make sure that you actually understand what it is that we're doing. So here we go. We click choose. And I'm going to do a plain background. I'm going to delete these boxes and I'm going to do a view. So go up to the top of your Keynote and select ruler. The top shows what 2 inches is. So I'm going to enter a text box by clicking text box. I'm going to drag it so my guidelines are up by the top there. Actually, I might not start that way. I think I'm going to start with a shape. I'm going to make my shape 2 inches square. You'll know it's square if you hold the shift key down while you drag your arrow, and if the length is 2 inches at the top, then you know it's a 2-inch square. If you want to change the color of your box, you come over to fill. You can make it nothing if you want to, or you can make it a color. I'm going to leave mine blank, and then I'm going to add a text box over my box so I know exactly what size I'm working with. I'm going to kick my font down to about, I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 14 probably. And I'm going to pick a fun font for the Fourth Amendment. Unreasonable. Definition. Okay, how am I going to remember what the definition for unreasonable is? I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on Start Learning About the Fourth Amendment. Up comes the presentation that we saw last week. And go to Unreasonable Slide. If this isn't enough to remind me, if I want more, if I click on this first slide and I click Go, it will take you to all of the details that we talked about, and hopefully that'll be sufficient to help you out. If you're still stuck and you'd still like more, remember you can click on Amendment 4 and you'll find more information here. So I am going to say on my box it has to be a government action, and I want this to be on the side now. I want it to be on the side. An action taken by government agent needed if the government most of the time that is unreasonable. I'm going to finish typing my, oops, typo. I'll finish typing whatever I want. I'll make sure that it fits in my little box here. I could make it a fun color if I wanted to, because we'll print these in color if you have a color printer. Otherwise, you want to make sure that you use a colored pencil or marker to add a little nice detail. Now I'm going to make my second box. I'm going to press my shift key down. I'm going to drag it so that it goes to the, so I'm 1, 2 inches, and I know it's square. And I click fill. I'm going to make it nothing again. Okay, now I need a political cartoon, it said, from the Kaggle Cartoon Index. And I want something about a search warrant. Search warrants are in there, so I'm coming over here. Let's see, search cartoons. Oh, it's loading. I'm on a wireless card. It's a little slow. Let's see if I can find one quickly here. Or refresh. Oh, there's my search box. Search warrant. See if I can find a cartoon about search warrants. Maybe I don't want that one. How about privacy? Okay, if this were the cartoon that I wanted, that's not a good one. Privacy and image. So I'm going to find my, well, let's just imagine, because I don't want to have you just watch while I look for this. Anyway, find my cartoon. I'm going to copy my image. I'll go back to my Keynote. I'm going to paste my cartoon. I'm going to make it small so it fits in my box. And then I'll have a cartoon. Make another box. There we go. I'm again going to make it light. Okay, now I need a news story. I'm going to click news. A search warrant was filed. There we go. Look at that. Search warrant reveals new information on drug raids. So I'm going to get my headline. What else does it say I need? A headline. Headline, they should put federal or Minnesota cases within the last month. So look at those details. If you want it to look cool, pick one of these little generators here. It'll take you to and then put today's date of the article, put in the headline, brief information here about the story, and I click generate. Here's my newspaper. Actually, I can press the control key and copy the image. I can go back to my keynote and I can paste my image. And I'll have to shrink it down so that it fits. Okay? So you'll have boxes for, let's see, for Friday, printed out, ready to go, brought to class. You'll have boxes, you'll have 8 boxes, one with a political cartoon. Oh, and don't forget an underline of how it connects on the political cartoon. I didn't demonstrate that. A headline or news story, and watch those details on that. And then the rest of the boxes there too. Hopefully that helps. Send me a note if you get stuck, but we're going to print out, to print in Keynote, make sure you get your whole slide. Click File, do Print, and then it might do this by default. You need to click Individual Slides, and I don't like borders on mine, so I take the border off. And then you should be able to hit Print, and you'll be ready to go. You'll get the whole thing, it'll be the right size. That's the plan for Friday. I will be checking email, so please make sure that you send me questions. And other than that, I hope this is helpful. Thank you, group. I hope class goes well today and tomorrow, and we'll see you Friday.